Okay, so okay, so let's look at this in this. Okay, so let's look at this. So we have paper one theory. Don't forget it's 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, 1 hour 30 minutes, and it means you have to finish all this within 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, let's look at. I think we stopped in. I think we stopped in. I think we. Okay. Okay. Since we're recording, can we start again?
Okay.
I think that's.
But wouldn't that take too much time?
Okay, you make a valid point there. You
Yeah,
know,
let's start from question 10, and if we have spare time, we can do the remaining ones from the start.
okay, fine. Question 10 then. Okay. So we have a head teacher is planning to hold a video conferencing with head teachers from other schools. The head teacher
We did
already.
this question.
You said?
I think we've done this question.
We have?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means we're starting from question 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Microprocessor control devices in the home. Now we're going to what? We're going to look at the chapter in the textbook as we've been doing, the chapter in the textbook, and then we'll look at the subtopic in it. So this is taking us to chapter 5. Chapter 5,
Yeah.
the effect of IT. And in the very first chapter, in the very first page of that chapter, the textbook is actually very exciting to read. In the very first page of that chapter, we are seeing the microcontrol devices, and I'm just going to bring it up right away. I have my textbook in this tab, like literally. So let me just chapter 5. Okay, now I'm too fast. Yes, the effects of using IT. I said it, microprocessor control devices. It's literally just looking at us. And here we see the introduction of it. It's into our everyday lives. It has a profound effect in a number of ways. It can be positive. It can also be negative. Now, this is what, let's look at a preview of this. When we talk about the microprocessor control devices, we're looking at the CPU, how well is able to control these devices in our homes, okay, specific in the homes. And we can see the how it can have a form of positive and a form of negative effect, not just on the home, but even in the home, in our lifestyle in the home, in our leisure time, in our physical fitness, in data security, and even in our social interaction. And right here, I said many common household devices are now fitted into the microprocessors to control large numbers of functions. What are those functions is controlling? Apart from the fact that it's divided into the two main groups, labor saving and other devices, we have it in automatic washing machine, in our smart fridges, in our cookers, in our automatic dishwashers, television sets, central heating, and even on our mobile phones as well as possible, even on our mobile phones. So with that understanding, I think we've been able to have a base. Okay, we've been able to have a base. So let's look at this. Let's look at this real quick. And now let's go back to this. They said microcontrol devices in the home have had positive effect on people's lifestyle. Now that's lifestyle, right? One of the possible effects of using these devices, now they've helped us. You know, we talked about that they're divided into two groups, the labor saving and the other group. Now they said one of these devices is that we can now set a cooker to switch on while we set out so that we arrive home to a cooked meal. And this is nothing far from the truth. Now the question now is, they said, describe the possible effect of using other microcontrol devices in the home. Now they have given us one, which is what? The electric cooker. So what others do we need to look at? Okay, let's look at the fact that if we look at the possible effect generally, right? And how many marks is this? So this is a 4 marks. So you're expecting to outline 4 items. So let's look at our smart fridges. That's one of them. We talked about the smart fridge, right? So the smart fridge can be used to improve a kind of healthy lifestyle. That's what it does, right? A healthy lifestyle, yeah, because you can. How does it improve the healthy lifestyle? Because that's compound, right? It's like it's intuitive, is convenient. Now let's explain. How does it improve our healthy lifestyle? Because it can automatically order fresh foods, right? And it can also help to reduce the kind of food wastage right there. Because okay, obviously, if he's able to know, okay, this guy is not even thinking this drinks that he's buying. Let's not even order it for him because this is not out from the fridge for quite a while. And that will help us to that the fridge will help you to be able to reduce that food wastage. Okay. Smartphones. Okay. Right in the home, we can be able to use our smartphones, right, to set up control remotely, right, using our smartphones. Okay, it can also save fuel. Look at the fact that it can also save fuel. How can it save fuel, right? As the in terms of your air conditioning, right? Obviously, if we're doing the manual way, you on your or probably there's a power failure and your air conditioning is on, and you use meter to actually have your light, you pay bills for your light. So if the meter is actually, if the air conditioner is actually on for a long time when nobody's using it, that's kind of like a waste, right? So you can save that for in such a way that if the temperature of the house is cold, it goes off. Okay, it goes off. Okay, and we can also see the fact that it can reduce injuries by using this controlled, the microprocessor controlled lights outside. Now, what do I mean? It means that even when the place is dark, right? If somebody is to step in to a place, the light comes on, right? To be able to share the form of a pathway for the person to go through. And there's so much, when we look at it. Of course, if we look at it in terms of labor saving, right, we can see that the microcontrol devices can reduce the need for people to actually do tasks at home. Okay, so you have time to do other things. Okay. Also, you can also have time to spend on leisure activities like shopping and others. So the way you explain it, the way you begin to see how the pointers that are coming. What about in case of security? Like in the case of security, it can help you to be able to protect you with that burglar alarm. So if there's any form of intruder, it gives you that warning that somebody is coming in. Whether the person means you harm or not, it sets off that alarm. And I think that is actually pretty cool.
Wait, how about security cameras?
Security cameras.
Like live streaming the video of anyone who's outside the home.
But you don't need a microprocessor to have a security camera. It's just a camera, an input device.
For the software and stuff, you need to set it up with the software, right? So it's gonna have a microprocessor.
No, but that's the laptop that has the microprocessor, not the camera.
Good.
Oh.
Good. I love that thinking.
Laptop?
Good. Yeah. The laptop has the microprocessor because invariably we're looking at these devices that has these microcontrol devices that we can use it remotely and can provide a form of sensor, right, that can send the signal to that device to alert the environment of what is happening. Okay, and that is why you cannot talk about microprocessor without actually talking about sensor, because one way or the other there's that connectivity between them. Okay, very, very important. So that's good logical thinking. Yeah. Okay, so we've been able to explore this. Usually when they ask you of microcontrol devices, is usually within the styles. Okay, usually within the styles. Okay. Question 12. Tower Retail is an online supermarket, okay, online store rather, this online store does not have physical shops. Customers buy products from the store using internet shopping. So in this question, they are telling us, letting us know that they don't have any physical shops. So literally they are 24 hours online. Now they said, describe the advantages. Describe the advantages to Tower Retail of offering the internet shopping. The advantages to Tower Retails of offering internet.
How many
shopping.
marks is the question?
Good. Let's look at the marks. 4 marks. So we're looking at 4 marks with the 4 points of advantages to Tower of offering internet shopping. Now we're wondering, internet shopping. I can think of one chapter, and I'm saying chapter 6, guys. ICT application. Good. ICT application. Okay, now ICT application is literally very it's very long, right? So I'm trying that 6 points. Okay, I'm guessing here, right? But it's 6.8. Oh, let me be right. Let me check. 6.8, right? So let me go. 6.8. 6.8. 6.8. I'm trying to find it. Which of the 6 point? Do I see 6.8 right here? Let me try to reduce it. This is 6.2. Okay, 6.3 computer control system. 6.4. 6.5 is booking. My heart is racing right now. 6.6 is banking. Online banking. 6.7 in medicine. Okay, I'm wrong. Okay.
I think it's after. It's after this. I'm pretty sure it's after expert systems. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, internet shopping.
Yes, I was close.
Close.
I was close, right? I was close.
Point to one topic.
Okay, so it's a very, very long topic, but it's exciting. Literally, I see the application. I love it a lot because it's actually really, really exciting. So computers in the retail industry, and then we have the internet shopping there. We have the internet shopping, where we have the internet banking and the internet shopping, right? And of course, we'll talk about the internet banking is carrying out transactions online. And we'll talk about the online or the internet shopping is you're trying to buy goods online, okay? And the advantages here, so go to the advantages, trust me, is, okay,
I have a question.
Please ask a question.
In the actual exam, will they ask us to, give more than 4 points?
No. Okay, let's talk about the points. You raised a very, very, very good question. Very good question. Now, the marks gives you an idea of the kind of point you to make. You're not expected to put more than the marks because invariably it simply means that they're just going to mark only the points and then cancel the rest. Okay. Now, it's advisable to always outline your points, okay, than just write an essay, because it's easier to mark that way, right? So that because if you write so many essays, like you're writing and narrating, you might end up making a whole lot of sense, so much, but your examiners are actually going to pick out the 4 points from your essay, reading them line by line. And we want to guide against that. So I often tell my students, please outline them. If it's 4 points, in your mind, put up 8 or 9 you want to put out and try to do logical thinking on them, doing comparison to see which is better, and then just put it there, right? Put it
and
there.
so how do you usually phrase those points? Because right now the way I practice papers is I just write down the 4 points as like a bulleted list. Is there any other way we should do it, like give a specific introduction or something like that?
No, the list is fine. The list is perfect.
The list is fine. Okay,
it's perfect. It's perfect, right? The list is perfect. Okay, so yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, so basically I notice sometimes my points, they have a repeat, and in the mark scheme, like only 1 mark is awarded to both of the points. So isn't it better to put some extra points in case that happens?
Okay, now see, when it comes to the areas of the marks and point, is always a recurring question. So what is, because I know sometimes you have a lot of ideas, you have
Yeah.
a lot of ideas and you're like literally scared. Okay, what if these points are not enough? But this is where you have the edge, right? Because it's literally on your paper. What I tell my students to do is that if you're really unsure of, let's say it's like a 5 marks, you could probably just put them somewhere around the corner, right? Just put them little by little around the corner, and then you can pick from there and write on your
Okay.
on your answer,
I
right?
see.
Yeah, so it's going to help you a lot because if you're trying to put all your points while you're
Like, yeah.
thinking, you might end up not putting the main points at the top. Probably you put
Yeah.
them at the bottom. Yeah, it happens. And they just
I
mark the
see.
4 and leave the rest. And probably the
Yeah.
rest they left is probably your best point, the best point you have. So I often tell
Oh,
my students, please, as much as possible, try to write them at the side. You know, they're not going to fault you for that. You write it on the side, and then, or you have a pick, or you have a pencil. If you're writing with a pencil, that may take a, but you can just write in a pencil, right? And then by the side, you can, I will advise you to use a pencil to write by the side so you can actually clean it off, and then you just put the main points into the space provided for the question, if you're not really sure how to tackle that. Very, very important. Okay, so let's go back to that exciting internet shopping and banking. So apart from the
yeah.
fact that they're open 24/7, right? Um, for example, we could have you can able to access any shop or bank without the need to leave your home. That's actually very, very cool. And it's a worldwide market, so you can literally look for anything, cross-reference, right? You don't need to travel into those towns, that thereby reducing that form of cost. And okay, they mixed it together, so you just have to pick the one that relates to you on the online shopping. Um, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I
In
just
terms of
found.
saving staffs, right? In terms of saving staffs, the online shop is very helpful. But
Yeah.
notice that they said they don't have a physical shop. But still, I think we can bring it in because in terms of staff, since it's online, you're literally having more delivery drivers and less people staying on the cart. Okay, and of course,
Yeah.
it can actually reduce that rental cost since it's online. So it's actually cool. So let's look at it. Let's look at it with all these points we have made. Let's try as much as possible to see how we can just put all these points together as much as possible. Well, for the advantages of Tower Retails offering that form of internet shopping, we could see that it's easier to update any items, okay, available, and even price. It's easier to update the prices. So if there's a change of price, it's easier, unlike the physical shops, right? Where you have to, oh, sorry, you bought this yesterday, maybe £8, now it's £10. And you're like, what? I literally bought this yesterday. But if it's the online, you are able to see the updated price. Okay, they'll let you know this is before, this after. You're able to see it
Yeah.
at the get-go. Okay, so it's more quickly than even the physical shops. Okay, and also in terms of making publications, it's very cheaper to publicize special offers rather than announcing it or whatever. So it's easier to publicize since you're using online. And of course, let's look at your base, your market, your customer base. It's online. So invariably, you're going to have a form of
Right. Yeah.
international. Yes, your customers can
Much
come
larger
from,
base.
yes, your customers can come from far and wide. So you have what we call, invariably, you're operating on what we call a global market, a
Yeah.
global market. Okay. And that point is going to bring you to another point because if you're operating on a global market, I promise you, right, you're going to have extreme profit, increase in profit. because literally people are buying it, they have to convert to whatever currency they're paying in. That's if you allow multiple currencies, and you're having a lot of profit. Okay, you're having a lot of profit. Okay, so that is actually going to really, really help. And with all this, we've been able to mention just 4 points, more than 4 points. Okay. All right. Question 13. A media student is creating a movie in school for a project. Okay. He needs to take the movie home to edit it. Now, the student intends to use a CFAS solid state memory to transport the movie files. The student is unable to save the work on the memory card. That's sad. Give 2 error messages that may appear when attempting to save the work. Now let's look at the chapter real quick. What is the chapter for this? I'm saying solid state memory, and that takes me to chapter 3. Okay, storage device and media. Okay, and here we're talking about memory cards.
Yeah,
and we have 3 of them. So we have SD
cards,
yeah,
and XD cards, and I don't CFast. Is the CFast the last one?
Yes, we have a CFAS. So I think there are 3, but let's check, and let's check to be sure that this man is actually saying the truth. Okay, all right. So chapter 3, right? Chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3. Okay.
It's below.
Yep.
No, it's below.
Okay, so I think we're gonna see it
in the last few pages.
Good.
Yeah, here.
Okay, so we have the XD card, the XD card, and the CFAS card. Okay, and if we're wondering what's the full meaning, now we know the meaning. The first one is the secured digital card. The other one is the extreme digital cards. The other one is the compact fast card. Now let's look at each of them real quick and see what they're used for. Now let's start with the secure digital card, right? Because that's what we know as the XD card, right? You have an XD card. You have an XD card. Okay, so yes, so that's a secure digital card. So what is it used for? Now it is primarily used for right here. You can see that it's primarily used for portable devices such as video recorders, audio players, your smartphones, your tablets, even digital cameras as well. For your XD card, which is the extreme digital cards, right? They are attached to the computer to allow the memory card to read directly. Now, I think you know what I mean by the XD cards, right? They are those cards that you put your XD card. Okay, now I know we're talking about so many X right here. Okay, so your secure digital card, right, is where you put in your extreme digital card, right, and then you insert it into your computer. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh wait, so you put a secure digital card in an extreme digital card?
No, you know that some laptops, right? Some laptops don't read the secure digital card. For you to be able to read it, they need what we call the extreme digital card.
Oh, I get it.
Good. Can I show
a couple of years ago, they had those things, right, on laptops.
Okay, so I'm thinking. Let me see if I can put up a picture. Extreme. Okay, extreme digital cards. Let me see if it's what I'm looking for. I think. Okay, there are so many things. So focus on this, right? Your mind should be on this. Ignore the rest, right? Focus on this, right? So this is what I'm talking about. This is SanDisk is one of the people that produce what we call the XD card. You can see Extreme Pro. So this is where we slot in. This angle is where we slot in our SD card, right? So this is an Extreme Pro secure digital card. You can see that, right? So this is for the Extreme digital card. It's something like this as well. And
I remember my old laptop having a slot for this.
Good. So it has, right? It has. And there are some that have the reader. So we can have it. So we have it as the extreme digital reader But the external digital card is like a memory card on you. So like this one is the memory card. You don't have to put in your secure digital card. So this one now is the one for that you put in either from your camera, and then you can now transfer your files into your laptop. So this is a good example right here, a good example of what we're talking about. And which other one again? Okay, I'm opening. All this is not it. No, probably something came up. And also this as well, right, is also what we're talking about. This right here. Okay, so we have an idea. The other small memory card, I want to believe everybody knows it, right? Literally everybody knows it. I don't need to put up a picture for you guys to see, like I know you guys do. Okay, so we have the CFAS card. So let's see how that one looks like. So that gives us a picture, a CFAS card. So these are the CFAS cards, right? Now this one is for cameras, right? If you're wondering how the CFAS card is, this is how it looks like. This one is the CFAS. This is 128 gig. It's quite expensive because they're solely used for cameras. Okay, it's only used for cameras, and then you can still plug it in. You can still plug it into your laptop. But my laptop doesn't use that. My laptop uses the secure digital card. That's what it uses, just a normal memory card. And you can have it right here. This is a good example of what I'm talking about. So this right here is my SD card. Just very little memory card. I was using it on my Android, one of my Android devices that I think I'm on 16 that I gave away. So I just had to take off the memory card, then I installed it right here. So yes. So my laptop allows the normal SD card, like S for secure. Okay, so let's do that. S for secure, right? And then you have your number one. So whichever one. Okay, it's fine. So we have an idea. So let's go back to the question. Now we have an idea. Let's go back to the question. Now they said give to error message that may appear when attempting to save the work. So error message talks about something that is going to display when you are attempting to save your work. And one of the error messages I can think of right away right now is, okay, did we explore the other one? Let's look at the CFAX. Okay, now it is a solid state technology, we know, right? Because the letters are in the question, and we've seen that it's small. Now it has no moving mechanical parts. And okay, forget about the batteries. Now they are primarily used as removable memories for high-end digital photos and video cameras. That is what they are used for. Okay, that is what they are used for. So now we know that. Now most of the time they don't give you some of the questions they ask, like the error message is not on a textbook. It's not on a textbook, but you need to know what the use are for you to be able to come up with an idea, a logical thinking, a conclusion rather on how that card operates, and then to know the error message as it should. One of them is, why is the student unable to save his or her work on the memory card? Perhaps the memory card is filled up. It happens. If the memory card is filled, it tells that it's unable to, insufficient storage or insufficient space.
Yeah,
okay, yeah. So it means that the memory card is filled up. It's full, right? So the memory is filled up. The memory card is filled up. So because if she's trying to save her work, and it's for some reason, remember she said she tends to use it to transport the movie. She's creating a movie. She needs to take the movie home to edit it. Now she probably is a school camera. Like she said, she's a media student, so she's using a school camera. She's creating a kind of a movie, probably Wednesday. It's actually a cool movie on Netflix. Okay, maybe she's trying to do Wednesday. I don't know. Just coming up with something, right? And then she tends to use the CF, right? Maybe 128 gig, and now she wants to transport that movie, okay, probably to a laptop. So when she gets home, she's able to edit it. She's unable to do that, okay? Probably she wants to use that CF card. So invariably now she wants to save it on that card, right? And why she wants to do that? Let's look at it. The student intends to use the CF card to transport the movie file. Okay, she wants you to transport it into the card, and she wants to save it. And now here is you're unable to save, blah 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 blah, insufficient memory. Now that's one error message. Now, and that's the 2 marks. 2 marks. Now there are 2 marks, 2 points, straight up, right? Another thing is if the memory is filled up, that's one. But if there's enough memory and she's trying to save a word and the work is not saving, could it be that it's a virus? Probably the memory card is
Yeah, I
corrupted.
think it could be a virus.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it takes you on a quest because you're thinking, could it be a virus? Because you have to be like, it's interesting. I love paper one. It's interesting because it actually takes you on kind of like an adventure. Like, okay, I'm the one trying to save it. It could be a virus. If the CFAS card is infected with a virus, that becomes quite a problem. Quite a problem. Okay. Also, it could be you could actually say the card is actually okay. I think those are the two off my head. I can't think of something else. Probably you could help me out. I can think of viruses. I can think of memory food. If it's viruses, it makes it corrupt, right? How
What
about
if there's physical damage?
okay, fine. Okay, fine. That's a good point. But how about if the CFAS card is locked? I
You
do
can
it.
lock a CFAS card.
Yeah, just like you can lock a memory card, right? That if you lock it in, you have that kind of read and write error. When the CFAS card is protected, I used to do it on my exit card. I protect my exit card so that if you take off my exit card for some reason, I lock it in, you cannot be able to use it. Jokes on you. Okay, so we do it. I did it when I was younger. And that but I did it on my SD card, and the CFAS is also part of the memory card. So I'm thinking that probably that is also possible. So if it's write protected, it means that you cannot be able to put in anything. You can it's only read only, but you cannot be able to modify it. That's kind of like RAM and ROM. We talked about RAM and ROM, the read access memory and the read only memory. Okay. Okay, so okay, that's fine. Question 14. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Bluetooth and that is network.
Yeah, I think I read about it in networks, yes.
Chapter 4. Bluetooth and so there we're able to see a lot of things on the network. I think we're able to see in the network we're able to see switches, bridges, LAN, internet, and even the Bluetooth is also there. But let's check, right? Chapter 4. Chapter 4, where are you in this textbook? Networks and effects of using them. I said it. It's right here. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay, so let's look at it. So right here we have the networks, right? So common terms like the network interface card, the media access control, the media access control. That is the MAC address. That is literally an address that is found on your network interface card, right? It shows the address of the owner. It's different from internet protocol. That is strictly on your network address. Okay, so there's a difference. The network address, and then we have data packets. That means the data is being transmitted bit by bit. See, that's really very interesting. Like interesting. Okay. So the network interface card is basically integrated into your motherboard. So literally, that's what helps you to be able to see network. Okay, but that's not our focus. Except we have a question on them, and we'll talk about it. Yeah. Okay. I think it should be.
Yeah, it's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's right there. I think I just saw.
No. I think I've passed it. It should be
Yeah.
After the common networks. So it should be after the hubs, and yes.
Yeah.
So both the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth are both wireless communications, right? And Bluetooth can send. The only difference between the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi in terms of the bandwidth, right? I think Bluetooth sends and receives radio waves in the band of 79 different frequencies. Okay, and we see them as channels. But for the Wi-Fi on the other hand sends more than that. Okay, more than that. Okay, we have a difference here. Okay, in terms of the bandwidth, in gigahertz, which is the processor, the frequency band is usually 2.4, then and 5. Bluetooth to the hand is less than that. So, okay, so we have them here, right? So transmission frequency used, 2.4. Wi-Fi is more than that. Data transfer rate 25 megabits per second, 250. Okay. Maximum effective range 30 meters. It's not that far, so the range is within 30 meters. And Wi-Fi, you can have them as more as 100 meters. Now, in terms of connectivity, for Bluetooth, it can be up to 7. I know up to 4. So I think I can have up to 4 devices connected for Bluetooth. But for Wi-Fi, you can have as many. It all depends on your router. Okay, it all depends on your router. We have a router right here, and probably let me see if I can join on my phone and show you what I'm talking about. I want to show you this. Let me see if I can join on my mobile device to just show you this. Okay, let me see what I can do so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, give me a minute. Let me join my phone. Okay, it's not here. Okay, I want to join in right now. So can I stop sharing and
recording in progress.
Okay, so let me stop sharing. Okay, stop. No, you guys cannot. So now let me reduce this. Okay, now you guys can hear me. I think it's better. Okay, so you guys can hear me now. I want to share my screen and then show you what I'm talking about. Screen. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can put up my camera. Okay, so you guys can see this. Now I want to explain this. Please, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, so I want to explain this real quick. Now, this is a Wi-Fi network, right? And you can see this right here. So I want to explain what this means. Now, this right here is what we call the router. You can see that this is the router board, and this is a mycotic router. We have various kinds of router, but this right here is what we call the mycotic router. And now here is what we call the switch. Now we talked about the switch and the hub, right? And we said one is a smart and one is a dumb. The hub, on the other hand, this is a smart switch, right? It is a smart one. This invariably means that this is able to send whatever information it has received into the designated IP address. Okay, unlike the hub that sends everything it has received. This is able to just split them and send it to the designated one. And now you can see that all of them is blinking. Now all of this right here is connected to either one of the buildings right here. And one way that this can connect is with the access points. We call them AP, right? The access points to them. But our focus right here is the router. Why are we talking about the router? We're talking about the router because it is what helps you to be able to connect your LAN, which is the switch, to the internet. Okay, so invariably when we're talking about the Wi-Fi, it talks about the numbers. It all depends on how well you're able to connect them. For the Bluetooth, it's up to 7. Now, for the Wi-Fi, it depends on the numbers of router ports. Now, right here, you're able to see, yes, right here, you're able to see the ports here. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have 10. Okay, so it is only 3 that are being used. Okay, so it all depends. So there are some, and if you check, it's only these 3 that are blinking. And watch this. I want to take a closer look so you see what is happening right here. Now, this is port 4. Can you see that this is port 4? Now, this is port 6, and this is port 9. That depends. This is probably what our ISPs are using. So we have a radio that is connected to their server. So if I change this port to this, we won't have internet because each of these ports are configured. So we use port 4, port 6, and then we use port 9. So it all depends on how it is probably being configured. And I felt like sharing this so that when you're writing, we have questions on the switch and of course the router, you have an idea. You've seen it, right? You've seen how it works. Okay, so this is actually the one we're using for our ISPs called Covenant. Okay, we have the T switch and the rest, but then again, and of course for switches, we have what we call one of the people that produces the switches is we call them Cisco. So you can actually look them up as well. Okay, I felt like sharing that with you guys, and with that, I think I can stop. Can I stop sharing? Yeah, I think I can stop sharing right now.
That was very helpful.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I felt like sharing that. Oh, because it's always difficult to teach network without sharing you guys. It's literally very difficult because if you're teaching network and students don't get to see it, it's actually not easy teaching that particular topic. Okay. All right. So let's continue. Okay, now I'm back. Okay. I think I can just leave this. I can continue here. Oof. All right, let's continue. Okay. All right. So that is very, very important. So now when you're reading about this, it gives you, that understanding. Okay. It gives you that understanding on how this works. Okay, so let's go ahead with that question. Let's go ahead with that question so that we can find understanding on it. Now they said, compare the similarities and differences between Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and it's a 4-pointer. Now sometimes they tell you compare and construct. Okay, now comparing talks about similarities. Construct on the other hand talks about differences. But now they are so kind, they're like saying compare the similarity. So now you have a 4 point. So what this simply means is that in your answer, there must be a similarity and a difference. So either you give 3 similarities, 1 difference, 3 differences, 1 similarity, 2 similarities, 2 differences, whichever one is up to you. So, but let's start with the simplest one, okay? For similarities, they use what we call wireless communication. Like literally, everybody needs to think about that. Like, if you don't know what to think, if you don't know what to write, at least the first thing that should come to your mind, right? This is a wireless communication. There are networks you have to communicate. Okay, what are networks? Networks are the collection of connection of more than one devices for the sole purpose of what? Sharing resources. Okay. Okay, so then we talk about network topology and then we go for that's computer science, but then again, let's just stick to what we have. Okay, so wireless communication. Another one we can think about is they use what we call radio frequencies. I bet you didn't see that. Literally right here. Probably it's right here, radio frequencies.
They both
Look
use
at it here.
electromagnetic radiation.
They both use electromagnetic radiation as the carrier of data transmission. And then again, I saw video somewhere when I was going to this test, bro. Good. Wi-Fi sends and receive radio waves in several different frequencies band. The same thing with the Bluetooth. Okay. Okay, now watch this. Bluetooth sends. The textbook is I love this textbook. Like I feel like hugging this textbook is I love this textbook, right? So Bluetooth sends and receive radio waves in a band of what? 79 different frequencies. Wi-Fi sends and can you see, like literally you are seeing the similarities, right? It's right there. You don't have to think too much to actually get it. Another thing is that several devices have to be connected. Now let's go back. Look at it here. Maximum number connected, up to 7, depending on the router used. Can be one device or many devices. So it can connect to several devices. That is a similarity to me. Now let me think of an advantage, disadvantage, or differences rather. I can see that between the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi is faster. Yeah. It's faster. In terms of what?
Faster data transfer rate.
Data transfer what? Rate. In terms of what? Data transfer rate. Bluetooth is 25 megabits. Wi-Fi is what? 250. Like literally 250. Okay. Okay. 250. Okay. So it's actually that, right? And in terms of coverage, Wi-Fi has a wider coverage than Bluetooth. Really? Yes, it's right here. Maximum effective range is 30 and the Wi-Fi is what? 100. So we are not thinking too much. We're just simply saying it the way it is. Okay, now if you want to bring this advantage, I'm not going to church you on it, right? The Wi-Fi connects more devices than the Bluetooth. See? So if you don't want to think too much, like literally you've gotten 2 marks by just literally thinking nothing. You know? And of course, you could also say that in terms of the frequency, let's see how we can do another. In terms of the frequency, Bluetooth has lower frequency than that of the Wi-Fi. Because Wi-Fi has 2.4, 3.6, 5.0, and Bluetooth is just 2.4. Question 14. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi is usually a challenging question when students are faced with this. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages to customers using internet banking rather than visiting a bank. Internet banking. They are taking us back to chapter. So please, guys, pay attention to all these chapters. Probably write it down, right? And then this is a checklist. Okay. This is a checklist. Now, this checklist is very, very important. Now, for chapter 6, let me go to chapter 6 so that you know what to read. In chapter 6, you have various things to look at. Now, for the internet banking, which is this right here, you are looking at internet shopping, characteristics, advantages, disadvantages of internet shopping. Now, we look at electronic phones. We look at the near-field communication, the communication between supermarkets and the bank computer, that's the internet banking as well. And then you go through it. So the checklist gives you, and I think I've sent it on the platform as well. I think I've sent it to the platform. So you guys can just probably download it, print it, attach it to your notes. And when you're reading, that will actually help you to be able to just mark each of them to know the areas of strength and, of course, areas of weakness. Okay. Okay, my battery is low and needs charging. Okay, so I think I've charged it. Please, I want to believe you guys could hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, so discuss the advantages, right? Discuss the advantages and disadvantages of customers using internet banking rather than visiting a bank. Now they've taken us back to chapter 6. Okay. Now let's look at this chapter 6. Internet banking and internet shopping. Let's see. We've talked about it before, and but now they're asking us for advantages and disadvantages of using that. Now let's see, how many marks is this? 6 marks. So invariably you're having 3 advantages, 3 disadvantages, 4 advantages, 2 disadvantages, 5 advantages, 1 disadvantage. The whole idea is that there must be an advantage and a disadvantage. That's the whole idea. There must be an advantage and then a disadvantage. Okay, now, if you're using internet banking, let's start with the obvious one. Internet banking, that is, you have it installed on your app, in your phone or in your laptop. I think I
So you
have
can
mine
do it
here.
from anywhere.
Yes, I think I have my Access Bank right here. Okay, probably it's in my Chrome. It's connected to my Chrome, and then you have the idea of this is Access Bank, for example. I'm banking with them. This is the internet banking right here. Nope. Thank you. Internet banking for individuals.
Oh.
iBank, which is internet banking, and it gives me access to be able. It's loading. It gives me access to be able to do this. Okay, I'm waiting for it to load. Why is it taking so much time? Their network sometimes can be very crazy. Okay. Now you have to put in your username and passwords and stuff like that. And yeah, you get the idea, right? So yeah. So once you do that, and once you put in your username and password, then you have the options to carry out every form of transactions in it. Okay, with the form of um, buying airtime and doing all that. Okay, I think I will stop sharing. Okay, and log in so that you guys can see. Let me stop sharing for security reasons. Okay, I trust you guys, but let me log in. Okay, let me just log in, right? Okay, I'm trying to see if I can remember. I have it on my phone. Okay, let me see if let me see my okay, I have it on my phone. Let me see. Show details. Okay, so yeah, Agile. Okay, let me see. All right, I have a lot of passwords. I'm trying to figure out which one is
Oh.
my password. Coming,
Yeah,
give me a minute.
happens to me all the time.
Yes, which can be very, very annoying. Okay, okay. Let me see if I can do that again. Um, okay. Let this be the one. Okay. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. I'm trying to remember it, and I'm not getting it. I do get it sometimes. Why am I forgetting my password? Um, what could I have possibly taken there? Okay. Okay, let me check my Chrome. I think I could get that from my Chrome. Let me see. Um, why am I forgetting my password right now? I think I saved it. So let me see why I'm forgetting my password. Um, okay, I've been locked out.
You've been logged out of your account? That's so sad.
No, from has been locked out. Please tell us if you think, oh, okay. You know what? I will just go ahead with this because for some reason I don't think I remember my password. Again, I use Face ID on my phone. And I pray I don't forget my I pray I don't this is actually not funny. How did I forget this? Okay. I think I think of all I could come up with and it's still not working. Um this is the disadvantage of Face ID. Okay, I can't remember it, guys. That's the advantage of Face ID. I can't remember. I use Face ID to log in. I can't remember it. So let's just go ahead. Um, but you have an idea what it is. I want to just show you guys how it works, how the interface looks like on Vios end. But we can just continue for some. And I don't want to change password because I have to remember the old password and one lowercase, one uppercase, one special cap. Okay, so one lowercase, one special cap, one uppercase, one digit. This
Let's
should
hope
be
this one is it. That's so sad.
okay. The user has been logged out. I think that should be the password. Definitely, that should be the password. And but I have it accessed on my phone, so it's no biggie. Probably I'll call my account officer to probably give to see what's happening. Or probably I do a change of password as well. So okay, so we have an idea of how it works. Okay. Ryan is replying me now. Probably is waking up from sleep. I don't know. Okay. Um. Okay, so let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and let's see how it goes. So the advantages of using internet banking is now it reduces you to go into the it reduce the transportation of you going to the bank. If it's to pay bills, you can actually do it on your internet banking, your iBanking. So instead of you going to the bank or visiting the bank, you actually do that. It can actually, and that invariably will save you money Literally, it can save you money. And of course, if you are whatever transaction you are doing, maybe you want to withdraw money to transfer money, that will actually save you from a form of fiscal robbery. I can transfer 1 million, 2 million from my house. Nobody's going to rob me of it, you know. And since that internet banking, it is 24 hours operational. Okay, it's 24 hours operational. Now let's look at disadvantages. Security in transactions, right? Okay, because that can, when we talk about security in transactions, we're talking about the issues that may occur when we are carrying out transactions on the internet. And people are in the risk of internet fraud. That is one disadvantage. There are more risks of internet fraud when people will fraud you of your money. How will they fraud you of your money? By a form of phishing, right? Putting in your personal details, right? And then you start seeing debits. Okay, right? And yes, another issue is for two-factor authentication. Devices may be needed for two-factor authentication, which probably if you don't have it, you can't actually carry out any transaction as much as possible. Okay. And of course, another thing is the internet connection during your transaction. Probably you have to think about that one. Internet connection during your transaction. If there's no internet, you can't carry out your transaction. Okay, that's simple. Okay, as simple as that. Okay. Give me a minute to. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead. So, they said name some confidential personal data can be classified as sensitive data. So we have personal data and we have sensitive data. Let's look at it. What chapter? What chapter? Back in my brain. Chapters. Okay, hold on. Don't be too fast. Chapter. Okay. Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Chapter 8. Chapter 8, where we talk about physical and security of data. Something like that. I think that's the topic. We'll talk about physical data, electronic data, and then we talk about security of data. So physical data is exactly where this question is coming from. So don't forget, right? Don't forget this, right? So that is chapter 8. So you literally need to go to chapter 8, right? Chapter 8 in the textbook, right? That's what we have it. Okay. So let's look at it. Let's go to the textbook real quick. Chapter 8. Chapter 8, chapter 8, chapter 8, chapter 8, chapter 8, chapter 8. Safety and security of data, sorry. Safety and security of data, right? All right. So physical safety. It's right here. No? Is it e-safety? Yes, e-safety. Under e-safety, right? At least I said personal data, so under e-safety. Okay, so under e-safety. Okay, so under this we have the personal data, right? Personal data refers to any data concerning a living person, okay, who can be identified. So any data that can be able to identify a living person who can be identified is seen as a personal data. And then we have sensitive data, right? That talks about ethnicity, political views, right? Your DNA, and lots of them. Okay, so let's look at this example. Name 3 items of personal data that could also be sensitive data. Now, these are the ones you have to mention, all this right here. Okay.
What's the difference between personal data and sensitive data?
Now, personal data are those data that can be able to identify a living person. Now, sensitive data are those data, right, that are very, very sacred. It simply means that there are no data that can be disclosed. It's not something you disclose in the public. Personal data, you can disclose, my date of birth is this. You can put up your banking details if you want. But something that has to do with biometrics, these are sensitive data. They are data that are with you, right? They are your call person, criminal record. You don't just go around saying, I killed somebody. It's sensitive. Okay? Right? Your gender is sensitive. Now we have male and we have female and we're having God knows what. Okay? We have political views. People may not be keen to the kinds of views you believe in. So even your religious views, right? So these are very, very sensitive. All right. Let's 17. A student uses social media to keep in contact with other people. Describe 4 strategies that the student could use to stay safe when using social media, communicating with others. Social media. Now, that is e-safety. Still chapter 8, right? Now, under the e-safety, see chapter 8. Under the e-safety, we have we're using the internet, sending and receiving mails, taking part in social medias, online gaming, right? So what are those strategies when using the social medias? Now, when we are using social medias, social media talks about your social networking site like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, etc. We know them, right? Snapchat. Don't give out personal information. Don't do it. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't send inappropriate images to anyone. Say no to nudity on and off the internet. Don't click on.
How is not sending?
Yes?
But how does not sending inappropriate images relate to safety?
Because of yourself,
Oh.
Yes, of yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you send inappropriate of yourself, they can use it to blackmail you or blackmail your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't open or click on any form of suspicion links. They could use it to hack your accounts. Right? They could use it to actually hack your accounts. Okay. And please don't become friends with people you do not know. Okay. Only chat up with people you know. Okay. Chat with people you know. Okay. And this may be out of place, but don't try to meet people in private places that you do not know. If for any reason you want to meet any person, meet them in a public place. And if you're a teenager, go with your parents. Okay, or maybe an adult, because this world is not safe. It's a crazy world out there. You teenagers need to stay safe. Okay. The use of netiquette. It's not out of place. The use of netiquette. Obey the rules of netiquette. Okay. Use appropriate languages when communicating. Okay. All right. And the format. So lots of things to talk about there. This one is a giveaway. This is just bonus mark. Just formats to just have something for yourself. Are we almost done? Yes, we are almost done.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about a manager in a hospital has decided to ask a software company to develop a computer system. The system should allow patients to book all their medical appointments online. Discuss the advantages and disadvantages to both patients and the medical staff of this type of system. Now, the system would allow patients to book online booking. Chapter 6, ICT application, online booking. Okay, online booking. Okay, now in online booking, let's quickly go to chapter 6 in the textbook, ICT application. So we have seen now in ICT application, we should see expert system, internet banking, online shopping, online booking. So far, those are the ones we've seen, right? Those are the ones we've seen. So let's quickly go to the chapter 6, 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 chapter 6. Okay, I'm looking at the application. I'm looking for online booking. That is 6.5. So online booking talks about concerts, theater, cinema, but they did not talk about medical. So it simply means that you need to have an understanding of what the online booking looks like, and then
Yes.
that gives you an understanding, right, of how to apply it to any field as much as possible. Okay, online booking relies on the ability to update files immediately, preventing double booking, which could happen if the system response time was slow. And these are the various ways they can be used. Let's look at the question. In medical, right, we could say that if it's online booking, you can be able to book for medical appointment 24/7. Anything online, you can do it anytime. Okay, you can do it any given time. And booking can be made last minute. Unlike physical booking, once they have closed, they have closed. You can't go again, they have closed. But for the online, you can just wake up, oh, that's true, something's happening to my stomach, oh, my heart, I want to book, okay? And you can book, okay? The booking can be easily checked, okay, on the internet. You can decide to cancel a booking. You don't need to tell anybody. You can book, you can cancel. Okay, you can book, you can actually cancel. Now, multiple booking can be made for different medical units. You can book for different medical appointments in right. Okay, now another advantage is it is more convenient to book at any time. You can book from your home. Okay, you can book from your home. Okay, and let's look at disadvantages. There are so many things to think of. So many things to think of in booking. You can set reminders. You can repeat booking, which can be made automatically. There's so many things to talk about. Disadvantage, because this is how many? A 6 marks question. So advantage and disadvantage must be there. So for booking, we have privacy, security of data. Okay. And it simply means that if there's any issue with the system or with the server, right, you will have issues with booking. Now, another thing is people prefer to talk to medical doctors physically. This internet thing, not everybody is digital literate. You know what I mean? Not everybody. Not everybody is digital literate. So it simply means that people may have issues with this booking. And this simply means that if people feel comfortable to talk to the doctors physically, it simply means that computer skills are what? Required. And it will cost lots of jobs. What do I mean? Because if it's online booking, back then there were people to take in your bookings. You have to employ people to book those appointments for you. Now computer is doing it. You can say to do it yourself because the computer is the one doing it. So it's very, very what? There are so many. Now, and since it's booking, people are just booking you. You might not know which one has more medical emergencies. So you might overlook them. So physical booking will not tell them, you will not tell you, see, my wife wants to die, oh, my children wants to die, and that probably can give priority. The manager, talk to me.
I have a question. So what's double booking and how do online systems prevent it?
Now, for double booking, let's say, for example, due to internet, you didn't know you have booked it before. So if you want to book it again, it will say you have already booked. Okay? Or perhaps you didn't know somebody has booked for you and you want to book. When you go online and log in with your details, it will say you have already what? Booked. But for physical, several people can come and book for you. They will not know that it's just one person. They will not know that it's just one person. So that's why it's very, very important. So with the online booking, it prevents it. Yeah, it prevents it. The manager of the hospital has purchased an expert system to help diagnose their patients' illness. Name 3 components of an expert system. ICT application. 6.8. I cannot feel that one. Okay. 6.8. I mixed it up with the retail industry. But now 6.8, right? So the expert, let's just go back to, so you can see that ICT application is coming out. So we have seen online booking, internet banking, internet shopping. We have seen expert systems. Okay, so it's important. Okay, so 6.8. Now for expert systems, they said is to mimic the expertise and knowledge of what experts in a particular field. Now I want to give you the analogies of expert systems. For expert systems, we have these different rules, right? We have this structure, and I'm going to show you the structure right away. This is where it is. Now the first one is your user interface. Look at this right here. Okay, the first one is the user interface. Now watch this. This is the typical makeup of an expert system right here. Typical makeup of an expert system. We have the user interface. We have explanation system. We have the inference engine. We have knowledge base, and we have rule base. Now the way it works is such a way that the user interface, this is where the user is able to type in the issues that they are having. Let me show you. You see it here. This is the method by which the expert system interacts with what? A user. Explanation system. This is where it informs the user the reason behind the expert system conclusion. So the first one you have is your user interface, and then it goes to the inference engine. The inference engine is like a search engine, which is the main processing element of the expert system. So like I said, it acts like what? A search engine. It will examine that knowledge base for information that matches what? Your query. Now we now have knowledge base. What is the function of the knowledge base? This is the question bank, which stores all knowledge about areas of what? Expertise, obtained from a number of what? Expert what? Resources. Can you see that? Then you have your rule base. What's the function of the rule base? Let's look at the rule base. The rule base, on the other hand, look at it, is the problem solving part of the expert system, which makes it what? Inference rule. It keeps a rule. If you are searching for this is what you get. This is what you will see. For searching for this is what you see. Search for this is what you see. It will look at keywords. For every keyword, this is what should appear. For every keyword, this is what should appear. So now, once you do the user types in, once it types with the user, it will not search for what the user is interacting. It goes to the knowledge base, goes to the rule base, and brings it back. Okay, what you are searching for. What you are searching for goes to the rule base. The rule will not say, okay, this is what you are searching for. Bring it out to knowledge base, send it back to the search engine. The explanation system will not explain it. It will not send it back to the user. This is the structure in which it goes. Okay? And with that, we have come to the end of this paper. If we are able to have another class, we are going to talk about another major in 2023 again to see, at least if we go through those ones, we are able to at least see very similar questions, even more simpler questions, because these are very tough questions. And when we see the simpler one, we should be able to know what to do. Thank you very, very much. And
thank you as well. I learned a lot.
Yeah, anytime. And I think I'll stop sharing. I think questions were asked. Well, according to this, Harike said, well, according to one of my teachers at the school, the examiner should follow. Hello, can I say this? The marking scheme is just a guide. Examiners just use it as a guide. That everything that they have a marking scheme does not mean everything there is what they are going to mark. You could have something that is not on the marking scheme and it's still very correct. I'm an examiner and I will tell you. There are so many times students write things and it's not even in the marking scheme, and we give the student the full mark that is on the marking scheme. That is on the marking scheme does not mean that if student writes something that is not on the marking scheme and is correct, we're not going to mark it right. We're going to mark it right. Okay, where can
So
we
is it
find
like
it?
that for every subject?
Is that?
Is it like that for every subject?
I don't know.
Okay.
I know of ICT. I'm an ICT
Oh,
teacher.
okay.
I don't know for I don't know for other subjects, right? So we have our coordinations, we have only ICT coordinations.
And also, like I noticed in the more recent papers that they didn't put those theory like practical questions, like explain what the formula in cell G2 does.
Yes.
So is that still there in the syllabus, or do I not need?
No, but if you look at yes, we're going to explore that as well. We're going to explore that, especially questions that are coming from particles. But as much as possible, what they are doing is they want to reduce it. Right?
I see.
Yeah, they want to, in this new syllabus, we'll be having more of theoretical questions, less of practical questions. But we're still going to explore everything, right? Because this is a new syllabus. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And the February March question also give us an idea of what we are going to see. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And
Yeah. See you.
yeah. Bye bye.